Okay, everybody, I made it. Woohoo! I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. We've got a fun show today. Oh, you know what? I'm not wearing earrings. How dare. Oh, let me fix that. Hang on. I didn't even notice that. Hang on. I've got some sitting right here. Thank goodness. I always have earrings to hand. These are those nice big brick stitch ones. I saw, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who did it but they posted already on the bead table, and they finished their piece like this as a necklace already. It looked great. I think I'm going to do it as an earring. I don't know. But I love that you finished yours already. Mine is still sitting right here, right? So thank you. And I'm sorry, I meant to take note of who it was. So I'm sure that you're watching, or I'm sure you're going to watch it on replay. So I loved it. I loved seeing it. I'm just seeing the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, the gizmo is really fun. Let's see. Was there an earthquake earlier? Were people talking about an earthquake? I don't know. We didn't feel anything here. Let's see. Oh, Margaret is saying, oh, up by you. No, we didn't feel anything here. So much more north. Yes, we don't get a lot of them in Central Valley, really. Oh, it was near Fresno. I didn't know. Huh, we'll have to look. Oh, in Mendocino. Oh, yeah, further up, way up the coast from us. So, yeah, well, that's good. I mean, not good, but we don't get them that often here in the Central Valley. I remember one summer when we were staying with the grandparents, there was a pretty big earthquake that we felt the reverberations here in Fresno. So, but that's the only time I've ever felt one here. But so let's knock wood. All right. Well, I've got new things to show you. We got new things that we launched. I have some ideas about how to work with them. Miranda had already done some samples with them. So let me just show you what we've got so far. All right. Hang on here. Let me do this and let me do this. So if you saw on the homepage, I did some links to all of our new Matubos, right? And the new, like, I did a summer charms collection as well that has a lot of charms and stuff in it. So, and we'll probably be adding to that. That'll be up for a little while, so you'll be able to find it. Let me see if I can let me zoom out here a little bit. Okay. All right. So let me show you some of the samples, and then I'm going to talk to you about some of my ideas. So the new little gizmo that we have is this one right here. Okay. It's almost like a little 4-leaf clover. And what it does is it holds your cord so you can slide it, right? Like this. Okay. So what it does is when you put it on, it slides. See, like this. And it slides in and out like so. And so you can get your bracelet on like this. And then you slide it back. Hang on, I need to kind of get in my field of vision. Hang on a second. There we go. And see how it tightens up like so. Okay, just like that. And this was really fun. Miranda did this one. This base is the 0.8 millimeter right here. And it's the 0.8 over the top here as well. Okay. So you can also do it with the leather, and I'm going to show you how that works. So here are all of the little samples that we've done. And look at how cute they look with the little charms like this with the stack. This is kind of an offshoot of the Miranda's macrame that we did earlier. Remember this one with the button on the leather cord, right? Like this. And then this one here. And then remember I did this necklace with the macrame as well. So there's a lot of fun stuff we can do with this technique. And this little gizmo is just going to make this be all that much easier. So let me show you, first of all, let me put this to the side here. And I had, oh, this is the wrong, that's the wrong cord. Let me get the 0.8 here. I grabbed the 0.4. And I want Portofino. Do I have Portofino? Let me see. If I don't, I'll just grab something else. What color is that? I've been using so much Chinese knotting cord lately that you would think I would have every color. Hang on. Just give me a second here. This is the teal. The teal will be an okay stand-in. But what I really want, oh, and that's 0.5. I want 0.8 is what I'm looking for. Here's the 0.8. We'll use that. Okay. That'll work out. But let's pretend this is the color I had envisioned in my brain. That's the one I want. Maybe it's here. That's Portofino point. Oh, this is Poseidon. This is Portofino 0.5. Well, that's not what I want, but it's close enough. It's close, right? See how close we are? So we'll just pretend. All right. So I want to show you first how this works. Okay. So, and I'm going to show you what it fits into and what it doesn't fit into. And hey, Miranda, would you also get me some some 1 millimeter leather? Or Emily, somebody? I need some 1 millimeter leather. Just from it doesn't matter. Get me one that's painted and one that's like distressed. Please, please, and thank you. Okay, so let me get my Zap glue. Zap glue is very important in this whole deal. Okay. So, and then I promise we're going to look at the Matubos and stuff. Is that, oh, not from the Leather Heaven.
Oh, okay, of course.
Yeah. Leather Heaven, please, because I just need little samples. I'm going to put some of the Zap glue on here. And I'm going to extrude that out. And we're going to just do like a Zap glue needle. Right? So there's one. I want to be careful not to get it on my nice design board. And let me cut a piece that's a little longer. And let me do this right here. Okay. And we're going to do that glue needle. Oh yeah, that will all work. Brown one. Perfect. Thank y'all. Perfect. Perfect. So here, just going to get that glue right onto the ends. Okay. And then I'll talk to you about these Matubos, these 2-aughts that we have. Okay. But let me get this prepped and ready. I'm going to let this sit here for just a second. I've got the glue needles on the end, and then I'm going to show you how these all string through. So there's questions about the 2-aught Matubos. So Matubo is the brand, okay? So the brand or the maker, the manufacturer is Matubo. And this is a 2-aught. So essentially it's what we used to call like it's like a seed bead, right? And that's exactly what Janice just said here, right? That it is a 2-aught. So what it is essentially is a giant check seed bead, right? That's what this is. Let me get that Aqua Rembrandt one. You can see that there. You can take a screenshot if you want it. Miranda brought me that Aqua Rembrandt. Here it is. So we added some new colors, and Janice was saying, we were talking about these, and Janice was saying, you know, how she's always reordering these, that this is such a popular bead. And it is a bead that kind of flies under the radar for us, right? So I think we're going to be rounding out with some more colors. The new colors that we added, let me show you, and let me show you the size of these so you can see them. This one, this is called the Ionic, which is like a crackle bead. And that crackle bead really goes nicely with, you know, what we're obsessed with, this green and blue patina. They are kind of like a pony bead. A pony bead usually is a little bit larger than this, but it's exactly the same, right? An official, like, quote unquote pony bead, I guess. But the hole size for these are 2 millimeter. So up to 1.5 millimeter works in these. Hole to hole, we've got 4 millimeter here. And these are Czech, not Japanese. Matubo is a Czech glass bead company. So they are Czech, not Japanese. And 4 millimeter by like 6 millimeter. Okay. And the new colors that we got, and there's a link to the whole collection on the front. This is the turquoise, green, and brown Ionic. Then we have another Ionic crackle. It's a jet and white. Let me show you this. Look at these. They have just a nice texture to them. You know, we had a meeting yesterday with Nile and Danielle about the next box that we're doing, Danielle's next box. And so we're in deep prep mode for it. And we were talking about, you know, like what a bead has to have in order for it to have some, what we like to call curb appeal. And we were talking about texture and sparkle and interesting shapes and stuff. And, you know, when we say sparkle, right, we don't always necessarily mean sparkle that's a facet, right? We can mean sparkle that has a reflective coating on it, like these. These are Rembrandt. This is the Royal Blue Rembrandt. This is a new one. That Rembrandt almost has like a silvery, greeny kind of tinge to it. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. So this definitely, I think, falls into something that sparkles and that has texture. Let's look at this one is the Crystal Matte Lazure. Lazure is the coating on this. So it's a clear bead that has the matte Lazure coating on this. Isn't this nice? That's the matte Lazure blue. Beautiful. I love it. Then we have a jet bronze. I think we have the jet bronze already in matte, or we have some other beads that are in jet bronze matte, but these are just the jet bronze in the shiny. So that means it's a jet bead, a black jet bead underneath with that bronze coating. And then they're doing some cuts of these. And I didn't realize they were doing cuts, and I really like them. This is the red Rembrandt. And see how they're cut away to expose the red underneath. This bead just screams like vintage, and I love it, love it, love it. Really a pretty one. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. I also grabbed this one. I love the Rembrandt coating. This is Aqua Rembrandt. Let me show you this. Here, if I can open this up. Look at that Rembrandt coating on that one. And these are transparent underneath. Really pretty. Okay. So those are the 2-aught Matubos. Okay. And you'll find them in our check glass collection. And Matubo, bless you, Miranda. Matubo is the manufacturer. So Matubo also makes like the ginkgo bead. We carry other Matubos, like the check bars, I think, are Matubos. Super duos are Matubos. Yeah, gem duos are Matubos. They're all, Matubo is the manufacturer. This is just, it's the 2-aught size. So they call it a Matubo 2-aught. So that's what this is. But yeah, all the other check glass shapes, those are mostly Matubo manufactured. Okay. So if that makes sense. Okay. And it all goes under the check glass category. So let me show you how this gizmo works with, see, here's my zap needles now on the ends of this nib bits. Leslie's saying nib bits are also Matubo. I'm not familiar with those. I guess we'll have to look on Beadsmith and see what those are. I like the sound of that. Miranda, will you look it up? Nib-bits. Will you show me what that looks like? So this is the 0.8.
Well,
okay.
Like the little cones.
Oh, are they?
They're flat on the side.
Oh.
They're kind of rounded on top.
Oh.
They're cute. They look like gumdrops.
Oh. Will you text me a picture just so I can see? So see how I'm doing a nice, let me get in a little tighter here. I'm doing a really nice little angle cut. Leslie's saying they're a softer triangle with 2 holes. Oh, I'll have to look at those. So there we go. Right? A nice angle cut on these. So the way that you close these up, you would have strung all your things here.
I sent it to you.
Oh, good. Thank you. And see how we need that stiff end for this Chinese knotting cord to go through. So I'm going to go through going one way like this. And let me actually slide this down a little bit. Okay. And here, maybe this is where my macrame ends, right here. Okay. And then let's say that my macrame would end like over here. Like if this is a bracelet or something, I'm just going to tie a little knot. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction like this. I go up through the bottom and down like that. Okay. So what I have is you kind of have to loosen it a little bit because this sucker clamps down pretty tight. So you can kind of push this to kind of loosen. And then you can pull it. See how that pulled? And that side pulled. Oh, sorry. Sorry, out of frame. Sorry. Sorry about that, everybody. But see here how they come up just like that. Okay. Let me take it out and do it again because I was completely out of frame. So sorry. Let me take them out. So I'm going to use my awl to pull this out and pull this one out. I also want to try it crisscrossed, okay, to see. Did you try it crisscross when you did it, Miranda?
You have to do it crisscrossish.
Oh, because I did it.
Here,
Let me do it. Let me do it crisscross here
Where's
too.
the sample?
The samples were straight across.
Because you have to do it. Oh no.
I'm going to try. Yeah, like that.
So you have to go up
and over.
I think I
yeah.
did try and it like didn't work
Okay.
or something.
I'm going to try it crisscross too, just because we're trying these out.
because they technically do cross each other, but
Right.
yeah.
So see here,
Like
like
an X?
this. Yeah, I'm going to try it like a little X. So see how it goes this way. And now I'm going to do this right here, this way. Let's see how this looks. And so Miranda, will you help me tighten one on
Mhm.
me? So here's this.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does.
Is it pretty? Is it more snug?
It's about the same,
Oh, okay.
to be honest. It might be. See, but once this one locks down on the top, you can't pull the one below it. That's the problem. See how when they're crisscrossed and this one goes crisscross on the top, right? So this one being over the top locks that one in on the bottom. So that bottom one doesn't want to pull.
Mm.
Does that make sense? But let me put this one on. You also have to be careful with, okay, so I'm going to put this one on here. You also want to be careful if you're doing any gluing or whatever. You don't want to glue this on. So Miranda's going to come in and she's going to tighten this on me.
First, I want to see.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're pulling
Yeah.
the right one the right way.
You just. I actually think I have it the wrong way.
Yep, there we go.
And you have to make that noise when you do it.
Yeah, you do. So see that? How it comes in. To do it myself, I would kind of come up here and hold it like this. And see, then I can tighten it myself like that. Right? So here it is. My fingers on there like that. Sorry, I keep going out of frame. Let me scoot up a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit, I was a little too tight, I think, for you. So see, I just put my finger on it there. I get this one over here. And see there, I tighten it up. Okay. So that's it. That's all you do, just like that. Sorry, am I out of screen? Am I in screen now? I'm looking like I'm in screen here. So see, you don't want it crossed underneath here as well. So I'm holding it here and holding it there. But yeah, no crisscross, just straight like this. The crisscross element, while I think it looks cool, again, the top strand locks the bottom strand in. So I wanted to check that to make sure. And then to loosen it up, you just pull it like this. That's it. Okay. Joyce, I don't think this will work with chain. I think that the chain will be, this will act, what I'm trying to say is this will act, the little holes will act kind of like a draw plate. Okay, and it'll stretch the chain out as you're pulling it through. That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay, let me show you now with some leather here real quick. Okay, here is the 0.5 millimeter. Okay. And yeah, these, Terry, are going to be in our permanent collection. And Janice just said that she's going to ask our manufacturer to make them a little bit bigger so we could have them for the larger leather. I think that would be great, right? So, okay, let me get another one. And let's do the 0.5 millimeter on this. Okay. So yeah, this is a permanent addition. Let me just tie this like it's a little bracelet. Okay. And then my bracelet would be about this long. Like this. Like that. Okay. Hang on. I got to take this scarf off. Is it hot in here? All of a sudden. Maybe it's the lights. Miranda's going to give me some. Is it hot? Oh, the fan. The fan feels good.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine. I just needed a little air. As Janice says, when we would be doing the broadcasts, remember, JP? And Janice would be like, air. That's how I'm feeling right now. Here's the 1 millimeter. Oh, thanks, Miranda.
Maybe you're having a delayed hot.
Yeah, I think I might be having a little bit of a hot.
Delay.
I think I'm having a little bit of a hot flash. Hang on, let me hydrate everybody. I mean, whatever. Super tiresome, right? Oh, and here's my hair clip. I'm going to put my hair clip up. Gotta get my hair off my neck too. Isn't that always feels a little bit better, right? When you get your hair off your neck. All right, there we go. All right. So here is our little gizmo, our little clover. And see, here's the 0.5 millimeter leather. The 0.5 millimeter CKC, I'm going to check it again. It may hold because of just the mere act of doing it like this, right? And I'm going to clip it there like that. Yeah, instant summer. Yeah, that's better. The fan helped. I don't really get, not to be too much TMI, but I don't really get hot flashes, really. Very rarely. But when I do, it feels like, oy, right? So see how nice this leather also is a little sticky. So there we go. So here it is there. Let me see if I can, yeah, see it pulls, but see the leather is a little sticky, but it does work. You kind of have to open this up. I wonder if I waxed this. Hang on. I think I've got a beeswax here somewhere. Let me just try it. Okay. Like that. Let me see here. I promise you, my beeswax was just here a second ago. Well, I'll have Miranda. Will you look around for the good old beeswax? I have it here somewhere. Do you? Oh, I see it there. There it is. Hurrah! Thank goodness. All right, I am going to wax this just to see. And this is the leather I'm doing, just to see if it helps. Okay. So this goes this way. Like that. And this goes this way. Like that. Okay. Yeah, the waxing, I think, actually helps. Let me see if I can put it on my wrist. Like this. Yeah, I know. I need to do another leather knot, or at least do a review, a knotting review of some of my favorites. They're all on the homepage. If you look under learning and you look under Kate's knots, it links to all of my leather knotting videos. I'm having a little trouble with my hands. I think I sprained this finger while I was carrying my suitcase in France. So Miranda, will you pull this? So I can't pull with this finger.
And it's not polite to use your mouth.
No, it isn't. The wax would eventually wear off.
Sorry, I'm trying to do it
so people can see. It's pretty tight, huh? But it does. See, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. This is the 0.5.
That's my specialty.
Yeah, I know, breaking the leather, right? So I would say that, I mean, you could use it. You could make it work. I feel like this hole needs to be a little bit bigger for the 0.5 to really move around in with the leather. So I'm going to say that this is best with the 0.8 CKC. Let me try the 0.5 though, okay? Let me clip this away. Okay, here's some 0.5. Let's get this. like that. This, I haven't put any, it's a little bit thinner, so I didn't need to put that the zap on the end of the Chinese knotting cord. So here's the 0.5. And let's go this away. And this away. I also think this would make a cool wire wrapping component too, to have nothing to do with cord. Okay, let me go through here. All right. Yeah, this also slides. Yeah, the 0.5 can be temperamental. It's such a good size. Let me try it with this finger. Yeah, this also stays. So we need to update the copy, JP, to say that this works with the 0.5 and the 0.8. I was also thinking about this too, Janice, the multiple strands of Ceylon, right? And what I think about that, let me tell you what I think about that. Let me get some Ceylon, some regular, because I've been thinking about that too. And I put a little photo in the product so that you can see how it goes through on the cord, and how I angle cut it. Let me get surfer cord is too thick for this, but it would be nice to have this gizmo a little bit bigger. So here are 2 strands. Okay. I'm going to go 2 strands through right here. And 2 strands through right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to tie a little knot down here to just tie them together. Like that. And then maybe my bracelet starts over here. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut this. Let me get another drink of water, though my hot flash seems to have subsided. Again, a little TMI there. But you know, it's all friends. We're all friends here. So here's this. Okay, so there's that one. Now I would come around. There's my bracelet. Right? I'd make it even. I'd tie my loop or tie my knot. Okay, so let's pretend this has beads or not. You know, sometimes you just like a skinny little bracelet there with little beads or no beads or whatever. We'll come through, bring both of those up. Make them even. They need to go in the opposite direction. So that goes there. And now it goes down. I'm going to give this a nice angle cut. When in doubt, angle cut. Let me get this other one in there. I'm trying to stay in frame for you folks too. There we go. All right. Now, this end piece didn't have to be quite that long. Be much easier if it had beads on it though, right? But it's all right. I just have to get it sorted out. What is going on? Okay, there we go. I couldn't see it. Let me re-thread that in there. I think this would also benefit from having glue needles on the end. But I'm going to make this happen because I'm the boss of this cord. I'm pushing the cord down so it's got a little more room. There we go. That goes like that. That goes like that. This needs to tighten. We make these two even. This is the first time I've done it with this double, so you have to forgive me. I'm a little fumbly with it, but I want to see if it works. Yeah, see, look. There we go. There's that. I'm going to tie it off right here. All right. And I'm going to thread burn these ends right at the end of this. I thought I was going to thread burn it. One went. Let me do the other one. Let me not try and cut corners. There it goes. Or you could just snip it right at the end. So you can see those are tied together like this, right? They're knotted. Let's put this on. I do like how the thread looks doubled. Let's put it on. That one slid, but the other one didn't. Oh, and see, that knot came undone. Well, I'd have to glue it. You get, oh, that's my sprained finger. Hang on. But you see how it goes. There we are. I'm irritated that knot came undone. I should have thread burnt it because this thread burnt knot is good. But see, yeah, doubled, it works right there. It does look good doubled. I like it. Right? And these are meant for kind of, like those summer bracelets that you always keep on and stuff like that, right? So I like the look of that. Yeah, there we go. Fun. And let's pretend that that's knotted. It does. You can put a little bead on the end. We did that on, I know there's one here that has a bead. See the little beads on the end? Right there. That looks really cute like that, right? Okay. So that works. I'm just going to clip this off for the moment. Okay. I wanted to show you. Oh, it would look great for an anklet, Amy.
Interesting.
It would be a good anklet thing.
Miranda.
Miranda is a big anklet fan, and whenever she says, "Let's make anklets," I always say, "No, let's not make anklets." So, all right, I'm going to clear all this out.
Cue the comments. Make anklets.
Make anklets. Also, I want to see that picture. Oh, those are the nib bits or whatever. Oh, those are cute. They are like little triangles. I bet they fit together kind of nicely. Cute. Okay. So let me, how do I want to do this? I want to do something. I think I need some 1 point. Yeah, because these Matubos don't fit on the 2. Miranda, will you get me? I really want Distress Gray in 1.5, but I'll take anything that's close. I don't think Chris did any 1.5. So I have this idea for a closure, and I don't know that it's going to work, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is all about experimenting, because I think this would look really good as a necklace too. Okay, so I'm going to cut about a yard of 1.5 millimeter cord. Okay. And now again, you have to bear with me because I have not, this is my first time. I'm really going off the cuff here, but I have a feeling. My spidey sense is telling me that this is going to work. So hang on, I have to move a project out of this project. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I want some length on the end, like maybe, I don't know what that is, 4 inches-ish. And I'm going to clamp it down here. Okay. Now, I want some of these. I want some of these. I think I want those. Maybe I want the round ones instead. Just bear with me. How am I doing on time? Oh, I'm good. Okay. See how nice these go on the 0.5, the 1.5. I want want something that's a big contrast. I'm going to use these. These are the bronze, the jet bronze in shiny. Then I want this. Then I want this. Then I want this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like that. Then I'm going to repeat this pattern. 1, 2, 3. A bronze. These large hold beauties. These. I think I'm going to make 3 of these segments. I don't know. It could all end in tears. Who knows? So that's my second segment. Okay. Now, let me turn this fan off because now it's kind of drying my eyes out. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to do one more segment like that. 1, 2, 3. One of these. One of these. I love these beads. They're so good. One of these and 1, 2, 3. These crackle are really pretty cool. They look very like archaeological dig. Look at how nice that just looks kind of good like that, right? But I need a clip. Now I think there's some 1 mil, or I have this 0.8. I'm going to do the 1 millimeter leather, I think. Let me just see. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Who are all you people and what are you doing here? I think this is 1 millimeter right here. I need a long piece though. In distressed gray. This should do it. I think this is 1. Let me measure it. I have all these leather scraps. This would look nice just like this with something hanging off of it like that, right? Let me measure this leather though and see what I've got. Yeah, this is 1 millimeter. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, and this is just a scrap, but this is maybe 2 yards or something about. I'm going to do some macrame with this leather. You know, I love to macrame with leather. We're going to do this, and this will go fast, right? Because it's such a big cord. Let me stand up so I'm doing this like I mean it. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Oops. This is 5. And this is 6. Okay. That looks good. Now, I'm going to put one of these up, one of those Matubos. One and 2. Matubo. This is going around the outside of the Matubo. 2 stitches, one around it and then one below it. I have the feeling this is going to be a summer necklace that I'm going to wear all the time. So see here like this. Slide this up. One and two. You could do more in between, because see what this is giving me? The even ones. Let me show you this. And this is 1.5 on the base. And this is 1 millimeter on the macrame part. So see what I've got here, which I don't actually like. How since I'm doing an even number, see how all of these little loops are on the bottom, and it doesn't look like a full and complete knot on this side. So it's a quibble, but it's one that I'm going to fix because it won't take long to do. So instead of doing 2 knots, I'm going to do an odd number so that the little scallop knot goes back and forth. So that was 2 there, and so I'll go a 3rd knot there, okay, and slide that up. Now I'll come down and I'll go 1 knot, 2 knots, and 3 knots. There we go. See, much better, looks much more finished, right? Slide this up, 1 knot, 2 knots, 3 knots. There we go. Let me slide this up a little bit here so I've got a little bit more room. I'm not putting any padding on these clips. If I were doing this for a long time, or if I were doing this not in demo time, I would make sure that my clip was not hurting my leather. So there's 1 knot, 2 knots, 3 knots. Okay, like that. Now, this bead right here has a pretty big hole. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these 2 strands. They go through perfectly easily through. Okay, like so. So that my thread isn't coming out and around those. Now I am going to do 3 knots here. So 1, 2, and 3. Slide this up. 1, 2, and 3. Get this a little bit higher. I'm going to start going a little more at Kate speed here. So I'll get this done. I would give yourself, with this 1 millimeter that I'm doing, I might give yourself a little bit more. I'd give yourself 3 yards. Okay. Just for fun. so that, because we don't want to have to add, we could if we had to, we could add leather, but we don't want to. Now, while I'm macrameing this, I'm almost halfway there. While I'm macrameing this for you, what you are going to see here, or what's going on in my brain, is how I'm going to close this off. Okay. So that looks good. So I think, so there's that segment that I did here, right? And then I did these segments. It's this segment here, but I feel like it needs, like, I don't want this long piece here without one of these here. So I'm going to take these off. Let me scoot back a little bit. And we're going to do a bronze, and then this, then a bronze. So we're in pattern. And I was thinking I could do like some blank macrame or something here and then restart the pattern, but I think this is how I want it to be. This is what I'm going to go for. So there's this one, like that, right? So I need one of these, and one of these. And now these three. 1, 2, and 3. And then one of these, one of these, one of these, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what that looks like. Right, and I'm going to check the pattern. So there's that one, there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. It looks right. Okay. So get rid of some of these beads. This barrel would have looked great on there too. That would have looked good. Or you could mix them or whatever. Okay, this side. So 1, 2. How am I doing on time? 2, 3. Not too bad. Oh yeah, I got a little bit of time left here. Now we're going to go through, these two are going to go through that nice big large hole bead. I could go around the outside of it, but since the holes are large enough, I like to mix it up. So these go through, and I split these threads out, and I make sure that my strands stay on the right side, like they don't cross underneath the bead. I don't know why that is, but that's what I feel like doing with that. So this side, though I don't know if it makes any difference because this hole is pretty big. But I want to do everything I can to make this cord sit nicely, right? So here's 1, 2, and 3. This goes up. And then I'm going to do some measuring after I do this segment, because I want this to be a necklace. I want to see if I can use this slider. Okay. And this comes up. The pony, I can't pass all 3 of these leathers through this 2-aught Matubo. The 2-aught Matubo has a hole of 2 millimeters, so it fits perfectly with, on this cord. So let me show you. Let's look here. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a little knot here on the end so my beads don't fall off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4. So right, look how cool that looks. So I want this to sit about back there. Sorry, I can't look at the thing or else it goes backwards. And I want it to sit, I want it to be about that tight. I need to do about this much macrame. Okay, so let me measure what that is. Because I'm starting to figure out, whoops, don't drop your coffee. I'm starting to think about the closure because I want to do that little gizmo, the slider. Okay. So from here to here, that's 5 inches. So all told, let me just do this in the front. If it's going to sit about right there. For me, this needs to be like 15 3/4 inches. Okay. So I'm going to macrame this section and then we'll check it again. Okay. But you can see how fast this works up. And plus I want this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this would need to have 7 because this is 4. Because I think I want this one in the center. But we'll see. Let me just macrame this. Okay. And then we shall see. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. This is why you always start, because I don't have, I mean, I've got a lot of cord left, but this is why when you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants, like I am right now, you want to make sure that you have enough leather. So here's that one. That goes there. And then 3, 1, 2, 3. You could even do this with 1.5 millimeter leather, I think. I think it would still go through this hole with this bead, but that might look a little chunky monkey, right? So I think that the 1 has a little more of an elegant scale to it. And the base could not be 2 millimeters. We tried these 2-aught Matubos on the 2 millimeter leather, and it just doesn't quite work. Something funny with that knot. There we go. Like that. And like, there we go. That looks right. All right, I'm turning that fan back on. There we go. All right. It's my creativity. My creativity is making me sweat here. All right. So 1, 2. Why does that look funny? That doesn't look right. I think it's because I started on the wrong side. Get that awl. If you don't have an awl, get one. They're so handy for taking out, well, I don't know why that looks funny, but I'm not going to micromanage that too much. Get a little tighter in here. Bring it around. 2, 3. And let me show you the reason I know which side. See, after I slide this Matubo up, see, there's my little scallop side. So I know that's the side I start with the loop. Okay. So that goes there. And this one goes on this side. And that makes everything lay kind of flat. And it also makes everything flip back and forth. So see, you've got that knot down there and then that knot up here. So it makes everything even. It doesn't have just the loops or the scallops on the knots just going on one side, which is why we are using an odd count of knots in between. All right, it's going to be almost time to try this on again. These flat square knots go so quickly. 1, 2, and 3. Slide them all through the big hole. And 3 knots up next to that bead. 1, 2, and 3. What did I say? Just shy of 16 inches, right? 15 3/4 about. Yeah, I agree with that, Margaret. I like the filigree being able to be seen. So Janice is saying that the head circumference is about 22 inches, right? So if I'm going to use the slider, and I'll show you, I don't know. It may not work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to put a button on the end. But it might. Okay. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, so here's I've got 4 beads on here. Here's my center. I think I have enough. I think I'm going to do one more section, right? So this will be my center. So I need one more, and I think I've got enough leather. Okay. Then I'll show you what I'm going to do. So let me get this. We're going to go a little over time today, but I think you want to see me finish this, don't you? I want to see me finish this, so that's what we're going for. Okay, and 3 of these. All right. So here you are now. There's that one. We'll slide her up right to there. I'm going to have like exactly enough leather, I think. So, yeah, go at least. And if you're going to make this longer, I'm going to keep adding on to my estimation and say that maybe 4 yards. You don't want to have to add, right? I will make a project page for this that will have everything. on it. But you could really adapt this with the charms, with the other large hold beads, with just the macrame. There's a lot you could do here. One, two, three, and up. And 1, 2, 3, and up. And 1, 2, 3. How many did I do on this side? Did I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I think I did 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Let's check it. So here's my center. Yeah. Perfect. Right? Look at how good that looks sitting right there. Now, let me show you how much cord. See, I've got a little room on this side. So what I'm going to do, now you're going to have to help me talk this through. So obviously, this cord is too thick, right, to go through these little guys right here. But I want to use this little guy as a slider. So I'm going to have to attach a cord that it will go through. And we've ascertained that that is the one that I want to use is the 0.8. Okay. So I'm going to cut myself 2 long pieces-ish of the 0.8. Let me get rid of all of this. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue this down and I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. And I guess I'll use the zap because I want it to dry fast. I might use the GS, though I guess the zap is okay. I just don't want anything to get stained, is what I'm trying to avoid. All right, now I have to turn this fan off again because I'm going to use glue. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to put my zap on here. Right, I got a little bit of zap. I'm going to get my little, here's a toothpick. This might be better. I'm going to get a toothpick. I'm going to open up this last macrame that I did right here and right here. And I'm going to put that zap right here on that leather cord. Okay. And I'm going to put it right there where the leather cord is going to tighten up. Now I'm going to tighten that final knot and see how all of that glue has kind of buried itself on the inside here. I'm going to put a little more there. A little bit more there. I don't want to be too messy. But we want it to look nice. Okay. I'll tighten it one more time. So that looks good. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to let this side sit for a minute. And I'm going to come over here. Now, I need to attach some thread on this side. So I have a little bit of play here. I've got like about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to kind of clip this to this. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to macrame. Okay. Now I could have done this base cord. Janice is saying is if the base cord is 0.8 millimeter CKC, which I could have done, but I like the weight of having this be the 1.5 millimeter. But you could just avoid all of this and put the 0.8 underneath. But I just wanted to make it a little more complicated for fun. Now I'm going to cut myself another 0.8. I need to clamp these down. I'm going to clamp these over here. I'll show you what that looks like. And I'm going to macrame it. Okay, so see, that's like that. What happened to my cord? I don't know. I'm going to cut myself another piece. So this is that longer piece, that base piece, that 0.8. I'd cut 2. This doesn't need to be that long, so I don't know, maybe 10 inches or so. I'm going to use extra because I have no idea. Now I'm going to come in and see I've got a little bit of extra over there. And I think what I want to do here is I need to add a little glue to macrame over. This also would be a lot easier if I just used a button, but that's not the point of this exercise, right? The point of this exercise is to use that little gizmo. So tighten that down. And this is really getting glued in there. Now, I maybe, to make this transition, it's already glued, so I'm not going to do it. But to make this transition a little bit better, can I get that? Yeah, that's glued. That's not going anywhere. I could have put another bead on there, right? But we're just going to go with that. And I'm just going to macrame. Now, I'm going to cut away this at an angle. And I'm going to keep macrameing over that. There we go. So see, it kind of tapers. That looks good. I'm going to come in, I'm going to cut that away. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to measure this real quick. I'm just guesstimating here. No, that's going to be about right, I think. So I need to make this match this. Okay. So I can now cut this away because that zap has really dried. There's my long piece over there. Here's this over here. Add some glue. Is this glue still viable? Looks like it is. I should have counted, but I'll just do it visually. I need to make these two match. Yeah, a little bead or something would have looked good. I got myself one of those perfect ponies. This would also look good back there. I don't know. It looks fine. I'm being a little hypercritical, but I want everything to look super seamless, you know, like you can't tell one connection from one connection to the next. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to try and get this a little bit closer. This time. Get that first knot. Get it nice and tight up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 6, and then I think I cut it away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I want a little more glue. Because it has to be really strong for all that pulling. So yeah, I think half is the right one. Okay. Now this is where I come in and I cut this at an angle, so a pretty sharp angle, so it lays nicely up against, I'm going to cut it just a little bit more, so it lays nicely up against that cord, so it tapers down nice. This one. Then I think I did 2 more and then a couple more after that. There we go, and see it kind of smooshes in that taper. And then I think I just do 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, like that. And like this. Okay, that's the closure. Now, what we're going to do here is, hang on a second. You can take a look at that for the moment. No, I'm thinking what I want next. Okay. I want, I think I need to get rid of these ends. And I think I'm gonna GS these suckers. So give me just a second here while I'm getting that together. Nope. Just bear with me here. But I think this is a pretty interesting closure. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Okay. Let me, yeah, good. Okay. I am going to come in and clip that little extra piece away. I'm going to add my GS here and here and there and here and here and here. I'm going to let that sit for a second, and I'm going to put glue needles on these center strands. Okay. They don't have to be quite that long, so I'm going to cut them like there. I hope I didn't cut them too short. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me glue needle this. I tried, you guys, I really tried to get a sample of this done yesterday so you wouldn't have to watch like this whole start to finish kind of deal, but I'm just still playing catch up. Janice and I are working, with Danielle and Neely on our next mystery box, and we're working on the upcoming Great Bead Extravaganza project, and I'm trying to make some upgrades to the website to make it a little bit easier. I don't know if you folks have seen on the homepage, but there's a new little need help widget, right? And we have some of our most frequently asked questions there. We also have extremely limited chat hours, but I think that most of your questions are answered. But it is a way to chat with us like immediately, but the chat isn't open for that long. But we do get those questions, and it has the chat hours on there. So you can try that need help. If it doesn't work out well, or if we can't like keep up with it or whatever, I don't know that it's going to stay. But for now it's up there. But it's a really fast way, like you can track your order. It's a place to put in your tracking number, your order number to track and stuff. So yeah, so we'll see. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff like that, website stuff, all that. So, because in addition to the on-camera talent, the tech person, I am also our webmaster. So yeah, good times. Oh, and my mom came over. That's right. My mom came over. She's doing good. She's doing really good. Now I'm going to thread burn these extra ones away. That one, I want to make sure I'm thread burning the right ones. And this afternoon, I'm going to go take a Pilates class. I decided I need some strength training. So I'm going to try Pilates. I was talking to my cousin, and she's doing Pilates, and she loves it. So I'm like, all right. And my nieces, they do Pilates too. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a starter class today. I got my grippy socks. I'm ready to go. So we'll see. I don't know. That also all may end in tears, but I'll let you know how it goes. Because if I can Pilates, anybody can. Here we go. Okay, great. So see how that looks? That looks pretty good. Right? That closure. So this is what we have so far. All right, here's the center. It goes to here. I could have made this shorter, right? But we'll see. Yeah, it's only a 30-minute Pilates class, and I don't think we're going to do anything like that difficult. I mean, maybe I'll just lay on the reformer and take a little nap. I mean, maybe that's what I'll get out of Pilates. Who knows? But we'll see. Okay, so here's my little, angle cut pieces. Let's get one of these guys. I'll use the gold. Oh, Tai Chi. I see the ladies. We have some Tai Chi ladies over at our dog park. I see a couple of the ladies doing Tai Chi. And of course, in Golden Gate Park, when I was up in San Francisco, there's a big Tai Chi group. So see, I'm going through one way there. And I'm going through the other way here. Now, if this weren't demo time, you guys, right? If this were real jewelry making time, I would have waited for all of this to dry. But it looks like, yeah, it's sliding. That's good. That's what I want. Now, I want to put a few little beads here on the end. Sorry, my hands aren't really gripping that well today. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do this. I want this and this. And I'm going to do a little double knot, 1 and 2. Let me see if that's going to be small enough so that these don't fall over. Yeah, I'm not going to cut anything off or anything yet, right? Because I may want to shorten this. I don't know. But let me just do this. And I'm going to do this one the opposite way. One and 2 and tighten. All right, so here is the moment of truth. All right. Oh, I love this. Kaylee, you've been doing it since 89. And you bought a Pilates reformer in 1991. I love it. After your paralysis. Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'll report back. I'll report back on Friday. If there's no broadcast on Friday, you know that I've taken to my bed. Okay, so here's the closure. I'm going to see if I can slide this over my head. I want to make sure that this slides. Okay, so here we go. So this does go on. Oh, I got my hair clip. Take off my hair clip. Put this on. Okay. Let me turn it around. Oh yeah, see? Tightened. Turn it. See, it's a little, I knew it was going to be a little long. I should have stopped it a little bit sooner. Let me put my hair back up so I can get it. So let me start back here. That's the center. That's tightened. This is 2, 4, and 5 in the middle. It still looks good. It's a little longer. And right, this would also look good. I was also thinking about doing this so that this is in the center. Right? That would also look good. And then this could be like a lariat, right? And you could, here, which is the one that still has room? This one. Can I really pull on this? There it goes. Tightening up a little bit more. Yeah. See, there we go. This looks good, just like, right? So you could put some more, say something beads and stuff here and make this more like a lariat to come down. And then to open it, you just do this, right? Like this. There we go. So I'm going to take this off and let's take a look at it. Let's trim it up and stuff. Now it's all caught on everything. Hang on. There we go. Oh, haggard. Hang on. All right. Come on. There we go, camera. Okay. Okay. So what you could also do, and I'm thinking about this a little bit, how I might do this differently when I do this again. So this base cord, I think it looks good, right? This end closure. But I think with everything that's this size, you could run these two cords parallel, I think. So you could macrame. So this could be the base. Let me see if it goes through. I also thought about silk wrapping this in there. Yeah, so this would work. So you could run this together, right? Macrame over both of these, right? Like this. All the way under. You might have a little peak of this blue, but I don't think that would actually be a bad thing, right? Then once you get here, you would do that tapering again, but this cord would already be here. So you could just add a little bit of this cord. You know, you could macrame the end with this cord, or you could macrame the end with like Ceylon or whatever. And it could be a little smaller, but this could run along underneath it. And that would work with all of these. If you're using something, maybe a bead that's smaller and you couldn't get it on all these cords, then you could finish it off like I did here. But I think that looks pretty good. I mean, not bad for a first run, right? So let me fix these knots here. Hang on, let me get this tight. Then I'll bring it back into frame. It needs to be up against so I can see it, right? So here's this. This is going to have to be, I think I can make this maybe just a hair shorter, but not much. These dangles have to be kind of long to get over your head. But I think so that these beads don't come off, what I'm going to do, let me get my awl. The 2/0 look good, but I think if I put a little 8/0 bead, that's really going to keep these, or a 6/0 or something, from coming off. So they need to go to about right there. And the way I can figure that out, we did say, Janice, that it needed to be 22 inches to get over the head. So let me actually measure it. Let me get this off. Again, this is the 0.8 Chinese knotting cord. It's nice for this. And you could use just the 0.8 under all of this, but I feel like this necklace wants a little more body, which is why I used the 1.5. But you can, you can kind of play around with what works the best for you and do a little practice run. Okay, so this needs to be even at 22 inches. Okay, so here's this. So about 11, I'll say 12. So it needs to go about to here, the knots need to be. So I can get this back. Even it out. This is where, kind of detailing everything will really pay off to make sure that your length is right. This is even, let me measure. Yeah, 11. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more space, and I'll put those dangles on. This one and this one. And then let me see if I can find, I just need any little tiny bead here. Here we go. I got this from Danielle's Desert Mix. Let's get those. Should fit on the 0.8. We'll see. If not, I can pop up to a 6. Put the lid back on. Yeah, goes on no problem. So now I'm just going to tie my overhand knot. I'm going to go once and twice. And down nice and tight. And I will do this side over here. And I'm going to do it in the opposite color direction. And this. Okay. Once and twice. And tighten. Now we will seal these with the thread burner. I'm going to just burn it right up to the knot. Whoops, it went through, but it bonded together again. Be careful, the tip of that thread burner is hot because we've just used it. Heat and pull. Let me heat, and I'm going to tap that little end down and that little end so it's not sharp. And let me make a pretty picture here. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can. Let's go ahead and pull that in. Look at how nice that closure looks. Right on the back. Right? And we could have done a little center. You could have also, on the back, we could have put little charms. That's that new porthole charm. Wouldn't that be pretty? Let me scoot back a little bit. I might still have a little bit of space, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. But that would look really cute on the end, right? Let me zoom out just a little bit. Let me make this pretty. I'll have this up on the website. And there's a shop the show on the homepage. But nice with the glue. But, you know, whatever. It's nice, though. I could still add this. I could, like, wire it or something here. That would be pretty. Whew. There we have it. Okay. It worked. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm very pleased about this little guy. And you could put, you know, those charms of summer, and we're calling them our summer charms. We could put these, you know, wherever you wanted. But I think that this base idea is a good one for you. So what we've used and what we've done here, so you know, this base was the 0.8, and I used the Portofino, which was this. But you can use any color you like, right? The base underneath the necklace is the 1.5 millimeter leather, but you could double it. Remember how I said you could get both the 0.8 and the 1.5 millimeter. Or is this the 1 millimeter? That might be the one here. But you could do the 1 millimeter base and the 0.8 millimeter base, right? And macrame over all of this. This would give it a little bit of body. I like the leather being under there. Then when you get to here, to this section, you could just glue like I did, you know, angle cut, get an extra piece of the Chinese knotting cord. This doesn't have to be the 8. This could be like a 5 or whatever. And then macrame it down so that, you know, you reduce this strand and then you just have the 0.8 hanging out the bottom. But I think adding it at the end was also fine. This is not going anywhere at all. Then I did the macrame over the top with the 1 millimeter leather cord. Okay. Use plenty of one. You saw I didn't have my, this is all the leather cord I had on each end. So I would go ahead and for the macrame, and depending on the length, I would use about 4 yards. So you have 2 yards per side to macrame. And then just use whatever you like for the beads. This is the 2mm or the 2/0 Matubos in that turquoise ionic and the jet bronze, and then those large hole patina beads, which looks good. So yeah, this just slides open like that, slides closed like this. And I think this will go right over my head. And it doesn't have to be a choker. I kind of made it that size to just because I thought it kind of looked nice that way. But there's plenty of room for this to go over. There we go. It's there. You don't want to pull one side. What I'm noticing here is you don't want to pull one side more than the other, or else that one side gets all locked in and then you can't pull both of them. It also might be easier to pull them in the front. But even this, look at, you don't have to pull it all the way. There we go. Looks good, huh? I think. Okay. There it is, my summer necklace. Oh yeah, my unfinished beaded earring. I think it'll go really great with that. I've got some beading to do. Where did I put it? Here it is. Yes. Look here. Yeah, I like the tails in front too. Look at how good this looks together. Yeah, I'm ready for my Mexico vacation in this. This also looks great in the front right there. Oh, so my friends, I hope you have gotten a lot of great ideas from today. I know today was kind of an epic broadcast. I went kind of long, but I think it was worth it, right? So thank you for joining me. I'll see you on Friday. I'll report back, let you know how Pilates went. I'm sure it'll be good. You can find all of this in the Just In. We've got a category for summer charms and components where all of our charms in this gizmo is. We've got the patina category, and then all the Matubos are also on the homepage as well. There's a shop the show section, so I'll have that up until I make this. I'll put this together as a tutorial, as a project, and link this to it. So let me know how you like it, everybody. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you on Friday. Bye, all.